Yo, what's going on? So I'm in the truck waiting on my daughter. My daughter at dance practice, and so the dance instructors, they kicked us out. They didn't want us putting pressure on the kids, right? So I'm in the truck. But I want to talk about something. Recently, a few days ago, a bunch of NFL executives, coaches, and scouts got together, and they decided to rank the top 10 quarterbacks across the NFL. And while there was a lot of quarterbacks on the list that deserved their spot in the top 10, there was a few quarterbacks on the list that was it was debatable whether or not they should be top 10. Two of the biggest omissions from that list was Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts and the 49ers signal caller Brock Purdy. Now, first I want to talk about Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy has one of the best stories, I think, this is my personal opinion, in the NFL. Dude was Mr. Irrelevant a few drafts ago. He goes from being Mr. Irrelevant to being a franchise quarterback, playing in a Super Bowl, and also getting a big payday via the San Francisco 49ers. Now, we're seeing a lot of quarterbacks be successful in the Kyle Shanahan system, and with with Brock Purdy, is no different. So I think that's why a lot of evaluators around the NFL is kind of like, I don't know about him being top 10. Also, Brock Purdy, he's always banged up. He's always banged up. You know, he missed a couple of games last season. And then also, you know, in some of the bigger games like the playoffs, he just kind of don't make the necessary plays to be able to drag his team across the finish line in those big games. So I think looking at it from that angle, I think that's probably the reason why Brock Purdy is not a top 10 quarterback. He's definitely top 25. But I think that's probably one of the reasons why that they didn't have him as a top 10 quarterback. Now, Jalen Hurts is a whole different conversation. Jalen Hurts has appeared in 2 Super Bowls. He's won a Super Bowl, and in the same Super Bowl, he was the Super Bowl MVP. He has outplayed a lot of quarterbacks in his short career, right? He's beaten the Josh Allens, the Lamar Jacksons, the Patrick Mahomes. You name it, when the Eagles got to play those quarterbacks, normally Jalen Hurts outplays those quarterbacks. But Jalen Hurts also, isn't the most elite quarterback in terms of throwing abilities, right? He struggles throwing the ball across the middle. He's a lot better at, the deep ball, although A.J. Brown is gone, but he's a lot better at the deep ball. You would just like to see him spread the ball around a lot more A.J. Brown is gone, but now you got Devontae Smith. He's going to be the number one. You got Malachi Lemon, a few other guys, right? So you want to see Jalen Hurts spread the ball around. And sometimes Jalen Hurts' stat lines are just very underwhelming, man. Like, even though the Eagles win a lot of games with Jalen Hurts being the quarterback, sometimes Jalen Hurts will have like 150 yards passing, 175, 200 yards, maybe 1 touchdown via the air and 1 with his legs, right? And so you would like to see him light it up a little bit more on the stat sheets, but all Jalen Hurts do is win. Got a ton of playoff wins, like I said earlier, 2 Super Bowl appearances, with a Super Bowl MVP, and he has a ring. And so at some point, right, like, you got to start, the NFL got to put respect on Jalen Hurts' name. I think that he definitely deserved to be top 10. Is Jalen Hurts top 5? No. Is Jalen Hurts top 3? No. But he's definitely top 10 with his resume. Jalen Hurts is never expected to come in the NFL and light it on fire at all. And so for him to come in his short career, and do what he's done, he definitely deserves to be top 10. Hopefully Jalen Hurts, I don't think Jalen Hurts take in account too much of what he sees on social media or probably reads in the news or whatever. He probably doesn't even watch any of this stuff, right? Not me, I'm a small channel, but he probably doesn't watch ESPN or Fox Sports or none of that. He probably doesn't watch any of that stuff. He seems like one of those dudes that's just really humble, and then off season he's focusing on his craft and his family and other things and stuff like that. So, but if his agent or someone probably told him that, hopefully, the Eagles rally around him, and hopefully Jalen Hurts, if he does read that type of stuff or listen to that type of stuff, hopefully, he comes in this season under a new offensive coordinator in Sean Mannion, and a new system, and hopefully he lights the world on fire and he shows the NFL why he should not be slept on. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all thought about the top 10. I'm going to put it up on the screen. You probably already seen it already. It came out like about 2 days ago. I'm going to put it on the screen, and y'all let me know who y'all think should be in the top 10, who should not be in the top 10, and we'll go from there. All right, until next time, I am out.